Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We are back after Prime. Insane, insane, insane. John, what'd you think? Prime?
It's insane is the word, man. We blew past all kinds of sales projections, and everyone was happy, and it was a crazy week.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Before we jump into it, obviously, we came off of a good prep video from Nick. He really helped the audience understand what is it that we do here at Vendo. But not only that, but he provided really good recommendations in terms of if you're a seller, what to do, right, leading up to Prime. But first and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Vinny. I'm Director of Account Strategies here at Vendo. Super excited to have our guest here, John Teal. He has never done a podcast before here at Vendo, so this is his first. And John, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, John Teal. I'm an Amazon strategic account manager with Vendo. Have a long history of working in e-commerce and closely with Amazon. Been with Vendo 5 or 6 weeks now, and it's great. I'm really enjoying everything I do, and we had a really great week. I'm excited to talk about it.
Thanks, John. And as you know, as our audience sees, 5 to 6 weeks. And let me tell you what, John came in rolling. He came in firing. And we can't be more grateful to have a team player like John come and make the impact that he did. So super excited to have you, John. In fact, we're matching t-shirts, so that's even better. So hey,
Excellent.
little did we know. All right,
Yep.
John. So I'm gonna throw. This is pretty much this conversation today is really gonna highlight post prime, right? I think there is a benefit to understanding the results that we saw during different categories. And I think
Yep.
there's also a benefit to perhaps grab what Nick did. He gave us 4 to 5 good action items to prep and see how that played out across our brands, right, John? So I think it's going to be more of a conversation, a Q&A. This is the first I've usually for those that follow us on all of our podcasts, I usually I'm heavy on data, and Russell would be my co-partner on this, but I thought I'll give it a different perspective. Maybe what I wanted to really give that perspective of what the account manager saw. What is it that they went ahead and prepped? And later on, I'll bring in Russell so that we can perhaps just discuss even further from a data perspective, what is it that we saw? But John, by all means, I think one of the first things that, June, Prime happened in June 21st, 22nd. So it was a Monday and Tuesday, a little bit different, right? A little bit different just because it was at the beginning of the week versus the end of the week. Did you find any difference there, John?
I don't think I did. It was kind of funny that it was a a Monday Tuesday. Typically those are fairly lower sales days, so maybe that was part of the strategy on Amazon's part. But in terms of results, I don't think we saw any difference at all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one thing that I kept thinking is it's the end of the quarter too, so therefore they pushed it towards the end of June just to make up for that quarter. I don't
Yep.
know. We never understand how Amazon chooses these dates, but the one thing that we do know is that we prep for it, and I think that's a really good transition point to our conversation today. So prepping ahead of Prime, John, how was your inventory as we led into Prime? What did you see? Obviously we're heavy on the Prime exclusive discounts via FBA, but did you see anything play out in terms of FBM and just give me your perspective there.
Yeah, I did. And there are several of our brands that have products that are solely FBM. And I think those were in play just as heavily as the FBA products. But we worked with our brands in the weeks and months leading up to Prime Day to really strategize on inventory. And I think you're right to call out Nick's podcast. He laid out the absolute basic essential framework for Prime Day prep. Number one, inventory, and since that's often the longest lead time of what we need to do, that's what you got to attack first. And for everyone that was able to, there's always going to be some supply issues here and there, or some raw material issues here and there, but everybody that we were working with was on board on getting fully stocked up. And if the FBA inventory was a question, and if there was an FBM backup inventory, we definitely went after that as well to make sure that we were stocked in all possible places.
100%. And one of the things that I saw on one of my brands was we had the Prime exclusive discounts, right? That nice little teal badge that we saw on the pages. That obviously grabbed your attention, and you knew that there was something that it was an offer that you couldn't pass, you couldn't resist, and that really drove conversions. But I think what happened was too, and this is what we saw with a few of our brands was once FBA inventory ran out, we had a supplement which was FBM. But that blue teal went away, right? Because it's not prime, it's not via prime anymore. It's not using FBA inventory. But the good thing is that we had a discount come into play. So it was a really good backup so that we can continue driving conversions. And sure enough, that discount still drove conversions. Don't you think, John?
Absolutely. And there were certain brands that I think performed, may have even performed better with some of those coupons, than necessarily on the prime exclusive discount. I mean, I'd have to back that up with data, I think, and maybe Russell would be the king of that, but at least as well. And one in particular just blew out the coupons leading up and are blowing them out in the lead out as well.
No, no, absolutely. So I think you mentioned something where it could help us transition to our next point, which is ads, right? Our teams were our ad team were hawks. They were
Yeah.
pretty much looking day in day out. So my hat goes to the ad team. At Vendo, we do believe in automation, but we also believe that there is a human touch to making sure that we're not maxing out our budgets, that we're communicating directly with our brand partners, and that we're providing that transparency, especially if things are being maximized. Don't you think?
Yep, absolutely. And I think it is a good combo of automation and like you said, the human touch. The ad team was reaching out to me and directly to brands throughout the 2 days and the leading up, just saying, hey, we maxed out this budget on this campaign. Can we get your approval to up it? Because it's generating sales and we got to keep the ball rolling. So they were all over it. They did a great job this year.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I think what we did here at Vendo was definitely provide that post mortem that our brands are looking for, right? Those
Mhm.
call outs, those benefits, those key highlights. Anything within that data that you think really outstood or perhaps stood out the most?
Yeah, as far as the learnings after the fact, I do think the advertising campaigns are super vital. And I think some of the things we learned is that we planned for those campaigns. We identified the key products to work with or the product lines, and there were some surprises where maybe a secondary product or a secondary line just outperformed like crazy over the budgets in an ad campaign, and we threw more budget at it as we could, but that was for me at least a really big learning for next time around, or for coming up promotions like Black Friday or the holidays, which is focus on not just the hero SKUs or the key items, make sure that you look back at performance, and if there's a second line or a second set of products that were had a huge ROAS or really outperformed, throw a little more budget their way next time. Or another way to look at it is throw a little bit more budget now, and keep some of that momentum going. We have the coupons running right now leading out of Prime Day, but if we see a lot of really good momentum from those, I think that's strategy building for our team and for our brands.
Love it, guys. You guys are hearing it from an actual account manager. John is driving these brands. He's communicating with our clients. We're growing our clients, and most importantly, we're looking into the catalog. We're seeing what's working. We're seeing what's driving revenue. And don't forget, BSR is really important. We've seen improvement in BSR throughout the push, beginning, main event, and also leading out. Love it. Because
Yeah.
why is BSR such an important factor? It helps us reposition our products at a higher ranking as we go into quarter 3 and quarter 4, right? Q4, huge. So, hey, John, Q4, I'm going to bring you back on stage and then
Yeah.
we're going to have the same conversation. And then you're
Yep.
going to tell me come January how Q4 went. But more excited. What are your thoughts on BSR, John?
I was thinking about that too. So the bestseller rank, and the category question. I'm working with one or two brands that are new to Vendo right now and are kind of finding their way with Amazon, and identifying the right category to the right search node, the browse node to put them in. And there's a number of reasons to do that. One is exactly what you just said. When we're heavily promoting or launching a page one campaign to drive up the results in a category, That's vital. It's vital to be identified perfectly. Then our ad team and our marketing team can also take that and run with it, because it's even if it's a mid-range item, it's better to be number 98 in a subcategory than number 8,000 in a larger category. The sales look the same, but then you can really target it, and you can target moving up that particular category list. I think it's a great strategy year round, but to your point, Vinny, when we're in a focused promotional period, super vital.
Exactly. 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. Well, guys, this was a quick roundup. I hope this helped. I hope you understand that, you really got to think about your inventory. As a recap, inventory, your coupon strategies or your discount strategy, and then obviously traffic leading into on Amazon. We didn't talk about off Amazon traffic because Nick did cover that. But I do want to say at the moment, what we're doing at Vendo is understanding what brands won the most with a whole entire suite of tools, right? And that including external. So more to come on that. But obviously, it's super beneficial to driving that traffic back into Amazon. We already know that during those main events, there was already so much traffic. Our job is let's convert these people that are searching for something that they want to buy, right? These customers. And that's our number one priority. So our listings as account managers, our listings need to be optimized. Our titles need to be fully optimized. We're looking at BSR, A plus content, all that good jazz. So in closing, John, do you have any other tips as we go into Q3, Q4?
I don't think so, beyond making sure that you're really looking at all the data coming out of June. I think it can build towards Q3 and Q4. It can get us through kind of the summer period before back to school, fall, holiday, end of the year, new you. Use the data. There's tons of data out there. Vendo has lots of resources to mine that data. I think working as a partnership and a team, we can look at a really, really positive Q3 and Q4.
Absolutely. So shout out to all the teams, all the internal team here at Vendo. Shout out to you guys sellers that if you guys did your strategy and took notes of what Nick had recommended, shout out to you guys. We hope to hear any feedback. Hopefully you guys killed it. We're super happy at Vendo. John, we're super happy that you joined Vendo at the perfect time.
Yeah.
But most importantly, see you guys next time. We'll bring more content. John, don't be shy. Let's do more content. Let's generate more content because
Absolutely.
Anything could be valuable to anyone watching this. So I'm a true believer that if we're able to come back and just, really showcase what we've done and really be transparent, I think anyone can benefit from this information. So again, John, thanks again. Thanks for showing up. Guys, if you miss Russell, he'll come back with us, I promise. Thanks again, everybody. See you guys.